Well,
Woo-hoo.
we're back on schedule.
Yes.
Not like, at 9 o'clock at night or on a Tuesday or on a Saturday. We're on scheduled time. So context be key here for those who don't get the joke. Last week, because of the massive game that happened between the Seahawks and Rams, and Kevin working,
Right.
we were scheduled to an hour past regular scheduled time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And now, because of father getting surgery and recovering from surgery on my end, podcast for this week's episode was going to schedule for tomorrow, Saturday, December 27th. By the way, happy belated Festivus for those who celebrate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone got it. Someone got that joke.
This sounds like an airing of grievances you're setting up, Dan. I don't know.
So
hopefully we don't have much of that.
Yeah, no kidding, right? So we now are back to a regular schedule program here on a Friday, the day after Christmas. By the way, hello, ladies and gentlemen, for those watching on the Department of BS, Time to BS Podcast YouTube channel. My name is Dan Cruz, and I'm coming to you from the Department of BS from the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York. This is Seahawks Sessions, the Seattle Seahawks podcast, part of the Time to BS podcast family of shows and Belly of Sports Media Network. As I said, follow me wherever follow the show wherever you get your podcast, the whole 9 yards. And from the capital region of Albany, New York, and from No Credentials Required, Dustin Henry he's over in his corner over there.
I'm over in the corner, which there's going to be some new decorations coming to the corner at a time to be determined, and I will leave the surprise. The two gentlemen with me, they know the surprise, but the others of you'll see it when I get around to it.
That's right, and you'll be pumped when you do.
From the great state of Texas and various belly up shows, Kevin Wilson joins us here in his middle.
That's right.
What do you call that? Do you call that Kevin in the middle?
That works.
Kevin's middle ground?
Okay. I'll buy that.
Go.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll workshop it.
Kevin's workshop?
That's
Kevin's
right.
garage?
It's just Kevin.
And if you're watching live on YouTube or later on the replay, leave a name suggestion in the comments. Will we use it? I don't know.
Who knows? And you could also catch all Kevin's articles and stuff. And because I, for some reason, never say it, check out Isle of BS recordings to be scheduled to be released every Monday, especially at Time to BS Podcast, the main show, every week, wherever you get your podcasts. And BS Sessions, new episodes will be coming soon. So, guys, how you doing?
If you're having issues right now with how things are running, it's Christmas time and the Seahawks
quit complaining.
are flying high. So at the moment, and so life is good.
Life is good, Dustin. How about you?
Yeah, it is. And I said to my sister as I was leaving her house, because I spent a lot of time at her house. They were sick, so it was looking dicey. We had to cancel Christmas Eve. But luckily, everybody got better right around the same time. So we ended up watching Christmas Vacation, getting together, hanging out Christmas Day. We're able to visit my dad, spend some time with him. And I did say to her, though, for me, I don't know about you gentlemen, but the post-holiday come down could be a little rough. But right now, I'm still feeling good. We're coming off the glow of Christmas. I hope everybody that had a great Christmas that celebrates. For those of you that celebrate Hanukkah, I hope you had a great Hanukkah. I think the last day was the 23rd. Can't remember, but I hope you had a great time. Any other holidays? I hope everybody, but I do have to admit, Dan, and I don't know if you're getting it right now, but I'm getting hit with some snow, and it feels right. It feels right.
We're in blizzard conditions here on Long Island. We're in dang near blizzard conditions. It's great.
That's absolutely crazy because we were 80 degrees today here.
Yeah. Wow.
73 at the present moment.
See, but you guys get the dry heat, though, right? You don't get the humidity.
No. This is not Phoenix. Yeah.
You get the humidity over there?
We get, the ocean is not far.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And so it's not Houston, fortunately, for us. because they really, really get it down there. But
Yeah.
Brutal.
but life, like I said, is good. We had a nice Christmas, and so you know, a lot of us are still trying to come down from the game from last week,
Oh man.
and we and just like the team, hopefully, need to focus in on what's ahead,
Amen
not
to that.
what's behind.
By the way, you can like, follow, share, and subscribe to the shows wherever you get your podcasts, wherever you're watching or listening. Like, rate, and review, and follow the show wherever you get your podcasts, as I mentioned twice now. Don't forget to follow the official Time to BS Podcast Facebook page. Just search Time to BS Podcast. It's not that stupid hard. Engage in the comments. Be nice. It's Christmas. It's the holiday season. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
Especially you Reddit followers out there. Okay.
Yeah, don't go on Reddit. Just avoid Reddit.
Reddit can be tough. Reddit can be tough sometimes.
No, because I do share it because there are Seahawk groups on Reddit. And I share it over there. So you get some interesting comments going on with this.
How's that going?
Yeah, that's the internet by large.
Oh
By
boy.
and large.
How's that going?
And before we hit the old button, or maybe get on the BS Express, I just want to say, one, I want to ask you how you're doing, Dan, because you always ask us how we're
That's
doing.
right.
And I didn't get to throw it back at you, but also before, let me give you another compliment. And I'm proud of you for plugging Isle of BS at the beginning of the show.
That's
But
right.
also, let me shout you out for some of the recent guests on BS Sessions. You got a local radio personality from Long Island. It was a great conversation. It went a direction I did not expect. So tune in. And then the other one that I've listened to a few, but the one that sticks out to me still is you had a professional wrestler on, and that was a very interesting conversation as well. So tune in if you haven't, everybody. Support the captain of this ship.
That's right. Because once you get involved with Dan, you don't ever know for sure where things are going to wind up.
You're not wrong, Kevin. You want to know why?
And that's not a bad thing. I'm saying that as a good thing.
Do you want to know why? We have no idea where this is going.
Because we can.
Well, the BS Express is in full force. There it is. We're rolling. We're rolling. First one post-Christmas. We're rolling.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. It's like Mean Gene Okerlund in 1985. He's probably got a few shots of vodka in him, a couple cigars in his pocket. So I know a guy who's a wrestling announcer. And actually, I tried to convince the fiance, I was like, can we have him announce us like at our wedding?
Oh,
please?
man.
That'd be
That
awesome.
would be awesome.
That would have been cool, but unfortunately it didn't work out because, reasons and stuff.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
You could have had him announce you as hailing from parts unknown. That was always my favorite. Parts unknown.
I can't do what's his
Howard Finkel.
Howard Finkel. I can't do Howard Finkel. I can't do that. Oh, he's since passed on years ago, but
he has. Yeah,
I saw a YouTube video of someone who hired Finkel to announce them at their wedding. I'm like, that must have been the coolest thing on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
Oh man, Hall of Famer Howard Finkel for those interested. But geez, it's been hectic, guys. It's been really hectic. But you know what? At the same point, I enjoy doing this program with you guys and stuff like that. I look forward to Friday nights. I really do. It's my calm part of the weekend, essentially.
Yeah,
So-
it feels good to be. I feel the same. We've all talked about it, but it feels good to be back on Friday night. Friday night and the feeling's right. If you get that reference, shout out to you. So
There you go. Well done. Well done. Well done. So we have to start off this program with our weekly news segment here on this program. Cue the music, ladies and gentlemen. Where is it? There you are. This is the Smooth Report, our weekly news segment here on the Time to BS family of shows. Former Seahawks wide receiver and current Steelers player DK Metcalf has been suspended for the remainder of the regular season for a physical altercation with a Lions fan. See, that's like one of the forbidden, that's one of like the hidden rules of football.
It's not really hidden.
It's like one of the, it's like how the unwritten rule of being a player. Don't fight the fans.
Yeah, you don't want to
Don't fight the fans. You don't want to do that, especially if you got some a-hole that's like the same size as DK Metcalf. And that's just a bad thing. That's just a bad thing going. But did you see this guy had a press conference too?
No, I didn't see it. I only heard about it
because I had no interest in that.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, it's one thing. All right, it happened. DK shouldn't have done that. I've been vocal about it on when asked about it on No Credentials, and I knew we were going to cover it here given his proximity to the Seahawks, but the fans taking it to another level now. You can't be having a press conference. This is ridiculous.
the a-hole is strong in you.
yeah, really. And threatening severe legal action. Come on, you're poking the bear.
Oh my God. Well, my father would say something like this: "The stunad is strong in you."
Oh man.
We can't minimize though DK Metcalf's role in this.
No.
Because it wasn't like a lot of stadiums where you're right on top of the fans.
No.
That was not the case. He had to physically walk over to where this guy was to come confront him.
We'll get to this later down the road because we got a whole segment to do that.
So I have a lot of feelings about this as well. Given, like you said, Dustin, he's being with the Seahawks for years and years, but
yeah, I got you. The Raiders have shut down All-Pro defensive end Max Crosby for the remainder of the season, despite a lingering knee issue, in hopes of securing the first overall pick. And he's pissed. That's a guy who I don't want to piss off.
That would not be somebody I'd want to walk in my office that was upset.
I mean, however, you get caught in the street with him, and you have to pick a guy who to be on your team in a fist fight. I'm taking Max Crosby.
Yeah.
That guy looks like he can get into a few fist fights.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And the thing is, it's funny because we heard that the Seahawks reached out to the Raiders prior to the season to inquire about Max Crosby. And
at the deadline, too.
Oh, at the deadline, they did it again. Okay, I wasn't aware of that. So that's twice. And I guess they were told to go kick rocks both times. But I bet you if you're Max Crosby, you wish that you're on a plane to the Pacific Northwest, I would imagine, because
otherwise you wouldn't be losing 27 straight or whatever it is that the Raiders have lost now.
Something like that. Something like that.
Yeah.
And they're battling the Giants for 2-win teams this weekend.
Yeah.
Hank Bowl.
Yeah. I don't blame him for being mad, though. I respect it that he's mad. That shows the competitive. He wants to be out there. He wants to play. I like it.
I like it as well, and to come out and openly campaigning for the first overall pick. That's just poor. Yeah. You can think that, you can plan for that, but don't say that publicly.
Rumors around the NFL is that tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, Travis Kelce, could in fact retire after this season, which means breaking news: Taylor Swift will be off our freaking TVs.
Well, she'll just find another way.
Good God.
Yeah, I got no problem with them showing Taylor at the games. Who cares? She's supporting her guy, but I, for one, Travis, a great player, but I mean, he's as good as gone. Man, I don't know if you listened, but there were clips from his podcast after Patrick Mahomes got injured. He said, we're still going to fight for him. We're still going to play for him. And then he said, I'm sure that Patrick will get back for the Chiefs as soon as possible. He dropped that real quick. So he's already addressed. He said the Chiefs instead of we.
Yeah,
a few key times. He's gone.
Oh, Kevin, you'll like this one. And finally, flip phones have been making a comeback. The popular construction company Cat has made their own flip phone, which is almost dang near unbreakable.
Man.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, flip phones. Flip phones coming back. Dan, do you remember? I mean, I don't know if you ever used these phones, but I kind of, not without revealing too much, where I work on my day job is close to construction. Do you remember those Nextel phones, Dan? The walkie-talkie style ones?
I remember those. Yes.
Oh my god. I had a flip phone that flipped 2 different ways. My first cell phone, swear on my life when I tell you this.
All right.
I had a flip phone that like flipped in 2 different directions. It flipped in one way, it was a keypad, and the other way it was like an actual flip phone. It was awesome. I miss those days because like you now have like several podcasters that are like minimalists and will drop their iPhones, like completely just sell them off. Like thousands of dollars worth of technology in these iPhones, and their only method of social media is on this computer. Or on like MacBooks or like various other computers and stuff like that. And they can run it. They have no problem running it. But there's also this one company called the Light Phone, which it's essentially a smartphone, but it's like a flip phone, like software.
Yeah.
Really cool. It's really cool. I suggest you guys check it out.
Yeah, there's something to that because, I am glued to this phone a lot, It's how I message you two gentlemen. It's how it's my GPS. It's taking the place of my iPod. It's everything. And, sometimes I think if it wasn't so readily available, I wouldn't be so distracted all the time. And I don't think I'm alone in that.
Yeah,
I agree with that. And Dustin, you mentioning that the big phone reminds me of the movie Night at the Roxbury.
Oh yeah,
right. When they're getting ready to go out, and the mom comes in and says, "Don't forget your phone," and it looks like you need to be Godzilla to be able to haul this phone around.
Yeah, it's like one of those '90s car phones.
Yeah.
Back in the 1984.
Yeah, if you get hit in the head with something like that, it would open up some major damage.
Yeah, there you go. Who would win, steel chair or steel phone?
I'd have to give the edge to the chair, especially if it's not gimmicked.
Who's swinging the chair?
That's a question right there.
A good question. That's a good question.
Is Hulk Hogan swinging the steel chair and his fake rear end and his fake arms? Or are we getting, the master's degree in the School of Selling in Shawn Michaels?
No, I'll tell you the chair shots we're getting, and you're not going to like it. We're getting the chair shots that The Rock gave to Mick Foley in '98. You don't want those chair shots. The
one to Mankind or Cactus Jack?
Mankind, yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ooh, here's a better question. Would you rather take a kendo stick to the back or a chair to the back? I'd personally rather take, me personally.
Yeah.
I think the kendo stick would feel better.
Well, for me, okay, if it's Sandman swinging the kendo stick, I'll take the kendo stick. If it is Steve Blackman swinging the kendo stick, God. I'm taking the chair.
Yeah, I'd rather not wind up with no head.
Oh man, sideways down the wrestling rabbit hole. Hey, since we're already going sideways before we jump into the game, I got a random question for you both. Given that it is just past Christmas, it was yesterday, magical day, magical time.
All right.
Yes. What is the one thing, and it could be anything, what is the one thing that it doesn't feel like Christmas to you until you have or until you do?
What is the one thing that doesn't feel like Christmas until you have it or until you do?
Yeah, like Christmas feels incomplete until you do it. Or you're like not in the mood, and then all of a sudden you do these two things and you're like, oh, it's Christmas time. I'll lead off to give you guys some time. For me, it's Chex Mix and also Christmas Vacation. Those are the two essential things. If I'm eating Chex Mix and we're watching Christmas Vacation, it's the holiday season.
And I always think of Dustin when we're talking about Christmas vacation.
Yeah.
When they're all out in front of the house, and here comes cousin Eddie.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, Clark, are you surprised? And he said, well, if I woke up with my head stitched to the carpet, I couldn't be more surprised than I am right now.
Oh yeah, that's a classic line. It's a classic line. I threw you a curve, Dan. I'm sorry about that.
No, I'm thinking about. I really had to think about it because. So back home, we have like this little side street that's like surrounded by trees.
Yeah.
And it's in the middle of a snowstorm in like middle of December, that whole and the street lights are on, and you get the Christmas lights around it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the pine trees are just covered in snow. And I drive around there, and I go down to the water back home, and I sit at the water for a little bit, and I just open my windows up and just feel the cold air, and I go, yeah, I like that.
All right.
A lot. I like that a lot.
Well, you love the cold, you said. So
well,
I do love the cold. I am a polar bear.
Can have the cold. Okay? I need to say that.
Wait, Kevin, you are from Indiana.
That's true.
Yeah, you've had some winters.
Yes.
You've had some
and
blizzards.
There was a gentleman at my work the other day, and he was revealed that he was from Utah or Indiana, and I grew up there, and we're talking about last time I flew up there it was 10 degrees below zero.
Oh, Jesus!
Man.
Yeah, so he can have all that up and keep it up there. Okay.
Good God.
Oh, yeah.
But we have no issues, like I said earlier, down here with that at the moment. And I think it doesn't feel like Christmas. Doesn't matter where you live to me until you're in the car and you're going down the road and you're looking at and you see all these Christmas lights.
Yeah.
People are doing less and less than that, which I get with prices for electricity, what it is, and everything else. But you're going down the road, and all of a sudden, boom, there's this one house, and it's got the manger scene, and it's got the reindeers up on the roof, and just doing it, and you're like, okay, this is the Christmas time right now. So,
yeah. Oh boy. So we mentioned earlier in this Smooth Report that former Seahawk DK Metcalf is up to his usual nonsensical. What do you call this?
I don't even know what to call it.
It's straight nonsense.
Yeah, because we all know that DK was fiery. All right, that
fiery was an understatement, Dustin.
Yeah, I know. And we thought, and I was joking. Somebody, one of my bosses at work is a Steelers fan, and I joked with her when the news that DK broke that DK was traded there. It was before, if memory serves, it was before Pickens was out of town, and I'm thinking to myself, I go, Pickens and DK on the same team, those two will kill each other. I'm saying, I'm like, it's going to be wild. And, obviously George Pickens is now in Dallas. Is one of the good moves that Jerry Jones made. You got to give it to him when you got to give it to him. That signing has worked out fantastically. Now, DK has always been like, this was one of our gripes with him as Seahawks fans. You could get in his head, he would get fired up, and he'd commit penalties. You'd see him on the sidelines getting very aggravated. It was always he was keyed up to a crazy degree, but I never thought he would do anything like this. And the people that are saying that if the cameras didn't catch it, it wasn't during the. They were like, okay, the cameras caught it. Like, you still shouldn't do it. You should not do it.
No, there's a weird fine line between, okay, you get to a verbal altercation with a fan.
Yeah,
that's like, okay, no big deal. I'll take the fine. Yeah. No, I'll take the fine. No big deal. It's what, 20 grand? Big. That's like pocket change for football players.
Yeah,
but like, you get to a dang near fist fight.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know what this dude said
to
provoke DK.
No.
But It sure couldn't have been that bad.
Okay.
Kevin's got more information, probably.
I don't know if I've got more information, but because this game was in Detroit, which is a dome.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Domes are loud.
Stadium, though. It's a nice stadium, though.
It is, no question.
Mm-hmm.
And this fan, it wasn't like the fan was right on top of him. He had to actually walk over there to find out and hear clearly what this guy was saying. And as I've always said a million times over, it doesn't matter what is said.
Yeah.
Guy could talk about your mom, your wife, whatever, but as soon as you put your hands on the other one, you have lost.
Yeah.
And for him to, during the game, which the Steelers are in the midst of, they're trying to make the playoffs.
Good luck.
And what is DK Metcalf worried about? Engaging a fan on the sideline during the game.
Yeah.
And then he winds up getting suspended for the last 2 games. Pittsburgh is not in the playoffs yet.
No, they're not, but I think they will be simply because of the division they play in.
Right.
Steelers BS.
But
I'm sorry.
He needs to be there.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, true.
He's not. And this is the knuckleheaded kind of thing that I am not sorry he's not on the Seahawks anymore.
I mean,
who do they play this week? They play Cleveland.
They play. Yes,
they're in Cleveland.
Cleveland.
They're in Cleveland, and they finished the season against Baltimore.
The Ravens, no.
So here's the funniest thing about all this.
Yeah,
Baltimore is technically still alive.
That's what I'm saying.
How funny is that?
Well, it's like Tampa's still alive, and they've got only 7 wins.
Yeah, that's that. No one wants to win the division anyway. So Baltimore plays. I think the Ravens played already. No, they played. They're in Green Bay.
They play the Green Bay Packers tomorrow.
Yeah,
which is in my article, by the way, that I just dropped today.
There you go.
Fast plug right there.
So they're in Green Bay.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh's in Cleveland.
And Cleveland has a great defense. They can't do anything else.
Fraudulent teams. I'm sorry. It's just Baltimore and Pittsburgh are such frauds. It's hilarious. No one wants to talk about the fact that, like, oh my God, Lamar Jackson is such a great player, but he's also handcuffing this team.
Yes.
He's also handcuffing this team.
Yeah,
no one wants to have the conversation.
Well, and it's also Harbaugh's decision making too. Let's call it what it is.
And we talked about that on Tuesday's show.
Yeah,
we did.
He scored the touchdown, and he didn't touch the ball the rest of the game.
Yeah,
what kind of nonsense is this?
Yeah, there's some weird stuff, but to bring it
back to the Steelers. Back to the Steelers. Yes.
Yes. Back to the Steelers. Yes.
I do want to say one thing, and I'm not sitting here defending DK because I agree with everything you said, Kevin. He's getting paid, and I'm sorry, when you're a professional athlete, I'm not saying it's right. Some of these fans are out of line. Just because as a fan, just because you paid admission to get into the game, you can say what you want, but it doesn't mean you can do what you want. And there's certain lines that you cross, but apparently, and I don't know, I only saw a few articles about this thing. Then I just kind of dropped it because I didn't want to speculate, but apparently, according to one of the articles I saw, the reason DK went over there is because the fan held up a Metcalf jersey. So he held up a Steelers jersey to get DK to go over there and then said what he said to DK. Now, if that is what actually happened, then the fans playing with fire. I mean, he lured him over there because maybe DK thought, oh, this guy wants me to sign a jersey or something. Then he says it. So that apparently part of the reason DK walked over there is because the guy held up a jersey. And if that's true, that is some next level debate and switch. That's ridiculous, which this fan holding a press conference leads me to believe that he is capable of doing the bait and switch. But
Some Vince McMahon levels of heel turn right there.
Yeah, but the fact remains, DK, you cannot do this. I just, Dan, what do you think? I mean, we saw him play on the Seahawks for many years. I mean, how do you feel about this?
He got into a fist fight with Fred Warner one year. I never forgot that.
I forgot about that.
He got into a fist fight with Fred Warner. I'm like, okay. But like, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. If it's like Steve Smith levels of, fist fighting, where you can at least back it up with this 1,600-yard season.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes.
Because that by debate, like how many times have Doug Baldwin have gone to a fist fight?
Oh, he would have. Yeah, he would have challenged
he would have beaten the snot out of somebody. Doug Baldwin, as quiet a man of a guy he is now, he would have beaten the snot out of a guy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, go back and look what he had.
He could have done that, but I don't even think he would do something like that in the midst of a game.
No. Are we talking younger Baldwin or older Baldwin? Because older Baldwin, different.
Yeah, younger Baldwin, though, he called out Chris Carter after the Super Bowl. You remember that? Chris Carter?
Deion Sanders. He called out Deion, yeah.
He called the Seahawks wide receiving
they're all right.
For
pedestrians. They're called pedestrian receivers.
Doug Baldwin did not take.
You talk about a word that's just insulting. Pedestrian has got to rank right up there on.
You're in the NFL, for God's sakes. But beside the point.
Yeah,
there were times where DK Metcalf, as much as he was getting paid to block or catch passes and score touchdowns and whatever, he did the Seahawks a service in both staying here and then being traded.
Yeah.
Because JSN has been open all day.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. And one of the things, Dustin, that I heard was that this was not the first time, or maybe even the second or third time that this fan has encountered DK. In fact, that they encountered each other.
Oh my God!
When DK was on the Seahawks.
Oh man, I didn't know about.
So this guy appears, I don't want to, say this is for sure true, but this is what I heard.
Yeah,
that this guy is a serial stalker of DK Metcalf.
Oh man,
and that's the reason why DK Metcalf walked over there, because he knew this dude.
Oh, he recognized him.
He recognized him, and even if all that's true, still he walked over there during the game.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that song by Rockwell going? I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Yes. Great reference.
That
great
is a good
reference
one.
right there.
There you go.
And the bottom line to me is he put his hands on the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, which it's like
everybody's
during a game.
Human. Yeah.
And it wasn't like
toss up, because
what happened with Lamar Jackson earlier, because that was the fan initiated the contact.
Yeah.
That was a whole different scenario.
Oh, the scenario.
Once I said, once you make physical contact with another man, the other man is now in the clear to actually just go ahead and beat the ever living crap out of you.
Ding ding.
Yeah.
Fair game.
Once you put your hands on another man, you get what you get.
There you go. All right. We got to pay the bills, ladies and gentlemen, because we forgot to pay the bills last week because,
oh man,
exciting game. So
we had to climb down off the mountain.
We're in debt.
The show last
We're
week.
in debt now, so we have to pay the bills. Cue the music. This show ain't free, so time for some ads.
Righteous Felon Craft Jerky is the official jerky of Belly Up Sports. For over a decade, Righteous Felon Craft Jerky has led the American meat snack revolution by concocting delicious, adventurous, U.S.-sourced jerky recipes for uncompromising carnivores across the country. With 15 different flavors to choose from, Righteous Felon has all jerky lovers covered, and by using promo code BELLYUP, you will get 15% off your purchase at RighteousFelon.com. Do your taste buds a favor today and rip into a bag of Righteous Felon jerky.
Dustin, do you have a song ready to go?
Oh, I do. I do.
You do?
I'm ready to go. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me go get the music ready. Where is it? There you go. All right, Dustin, what do you got for us this week, my friend?
All right. Well, this one, in the spirit of the holiday season, I'm going to shout out one of my best friends because he released an album this past week, or might have been the week before this past one, but a couple weeks ago, Max. He released an album. It's on Apple Music. It's on Spotify. It's on all the streaming services. And he recorded this album in 2004 when we were still in college. And he released the original form of the album. He since remastered it years later. But I have a soft spot for this particular album. The band name is Sharling. The album, Crowned Remedy, but look for the 20-year anniversary edition. And I'm going to tell you why, because on that 20-year anniversary edition, I can't believe it's 20 years ago. Album was released in 2005. There's a live show that contained a lot of these songs, and it was mixed at a party we used to go to called Rogers Fest. And yours truly was the engineer for that session after a few beers. So this is my first album where I have an engineering credit, but it's not about me. It's about the music. Go check it out. I can't believe I never shouted out my friend on this segment, but I have a segment and I have a bit of a platform now, thanks to Dan. So I am going to use this to shout out. Look it up. The opening track on the album again, Crown Remedy, the 20-year anniversary edition. The song is called Steal the Sun. It's one of my favorite songs that he has written. Sharling is the band. That's what they were going by at that time. Go check it out. It's college memories for me. It's fun memories for me, especially going back. Listen to the live show. It's great energy. And they do a version of Steal the Sun live as well. So, which again, yours truly, after a few beers, engineered. So give it a listen. You won't be disappointed. Steal the Sun. Again, Crown Remedy, 20-year anniversary editions. It's on all the streaming services. For the last time, Steal the Sun is my pick this week for the jukebox. Fire it up.
All right. There you go. Good tune this week, Dustin. Good tune.
Oh, man. You're going to have to check it out.
Do we have our notes ready for this week? Because it is the second to last game of the regular season. The Seahawks are there. It is. There it is. Always counting Kevin with this slab of paper.
No, you gotta watch. You gotta watch the YouTube. You gotta watch. This is why you gotta watch on YouTube, audio listeners. I love audio listening, but you don't. You gotta watch on YouTube for the little. Sometimes Dan's facial expressions. Sometimes seeing Kevin read from his notes. These are the Easter eggs that you get on the YouTube side.
Yeah, do that. Go watch our stuff on YouTube. But second to last game of the year, the Carolina Panthers are hosting the Seattle Seahawks this week from Charlotte, North Carolina. And I do have the injury report for the Seahawks and not for Carolina, but I have two big ones. Charles Cross, Kobe Bryant, both are out. Yeah, so Cross may have lost himself a few $1,000,000 after last week's Josh Jones performance against the Rams.
I don't know. I would say Cross was missed, though. I missed Cross on that line was missed, my friend.
Good point. That's a fair point.
I mean, you could see it. They were pressuring Sam, and as a result, I mean, Zabel had two great blocks early in that game, that beautiful, beautiful game, but he struggled. By my count, this was Gray Zabel's one of his worst games as a Seahawk, and I think the absence of Cross had something to do with it. So I don't know, man. I was hoping he'd be back, and I'm disappointed about this one.
By the way, I forgot to mention we have a Jackson Bevins appearance.
Oh man, awesome!
So I texted him on Friday morning, like the morning after the Seahawks game against the Rams, Like, this is at 1 a.m. And I go, I expect an apology, good sir.
Oh, no.
For Sam Darnold's rear end, we are the 1 seed. And he said, and I quote, I mean, Sam was unwashed rear end for 90% of that game, but that overtime drive was the best he's ever been. Happy for him. Hope you guys are doing well.
That's not even giving him enough credit in my mind, because if he hadn't done what he did in the fourth quarter, there wouldn't have been an overtime.
Good point. That would have been a blowout.
He battled back.
That would have been a blowout. But the 12-3 Seahawks are on the road for the final 2 games of the season against the 7-win Panthers.
8-win.
Thank you, Kevin.
Here to help.
The 8-7 Panthers.
8-7 Panthers. That's correct.
Yeah.
There we go. Not a lot of their roster's weird. You look at Carolina and you say, okay, there is a reason why the Panthers were a sneaky pick to make the playoffs and potentially win the NFC South. However, they only have 8 wins. No one wants to win that division.
Right.
Nobody.
That's
right. And the Panthers are, because they lost their first 2 games.
Yeah.
They're 8-5 since, so that gives you a little bit more clarity. But they're such a weird team that they'll beat Atlanta 130-0.
Yeah.
But then they've lost both games they played against the New Orleans Saints. That's unforgivable.
Yeah.
If you are a serious playoff team, you do not lose 2 games to New Orleans Saints.
Now, before we get to your keys of the game, Kevin, I will also point out that this is a team that beat the Rams at their own game.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
the Packers.
And the Packers. That's right. That's right, Dustin. So, they have some impressive performances and they have some head scratchers. And so the thing about this game is they have as much on the line as the Seahawks do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to go start the defense first.
All right.
Because Derek Brown's the cream of the crop on this defense. He's having a good year.
Well, okay.
And then you get J.C. Horn, who's one of their corners.
Horn's good.
Horn's really good. They got good half-decent linebackers, Christian Roseboom, Trevin Wallace, who may not play in this game.
Yeah, Trevin Wallace right now. I've got the Panthers' injury status pulled up. He is listed as out.
Okay.
He did not participate today for practice or wait. Yes, he did not participate today. It's got him as DNP, so he is out.
And they also got Ashawn Robinson playing the nose, who's, if you watched him before with Detroit and the Giants, he can play. Give him credit. And where they are really effective is their running game.
Oh, yeah. The two-headed monster there.
They got a two-headed monster just as good as anyone in the NFC. Mm-hmm. Rico Dowell and Chuba Hubbard, who have been tearing it up for the Panthers. Trevor Etienne also. Their offensive line is, what do you call this line, Kevin? Okay?
It's okay. As when you look at this, that when it comes to sacks allowed, they're 14th in sacks in their offensive line. Sacks allowed. And so, but they've allowed 33 more sacks than the Seahawks have.
All right.
Okay. That's how, when you talk about offensive lines of this, the Seahawks, and, we've talked about this in multiple, they've only given up 22 sacks on the season. That's third best in the NFL.
Now, would you also say that this is the tallest trio of receivers I've ever seen? They got 3 monsters at receiver.
Oh well, right. And the thing is, Tedero and McMillan, he's starting to find it now. And I mean, we haven't gone
I've got his stats right here.
Yeah, we haven't gone to the keys yet. We haven't gone to the keys, so I'll hold
there,
off.
And they have a big slot receiver in Jalen Coker, who's had a nice year.
Nice year, and a recommendation for me to pick him up off the waiver wire if he's available.
Yeah. And then Bryce Young
Yeah.
Bryce Young's gotten much better.
Here's the thing.
Much better.
Here's the thing, and I don't know if you gentlemen would agree with me, but last Sunday, while watching football, I texted Ryan and I said, you know what? The more and more time that goes by, this Bryce Young pick is not looking as crazy as it once did. Bryce Young has turned it around. Give him credit. And the thing is, too, he's got a lot of fourth quarter comebacks. You wouldn't think, but he leads. He's got like 12 fourth quarter comebacks this season.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It's crazy. And the thing is, too, he took the time. He's building that connection with McMillan that is forming. They worked on that. And he apparently lobbied the Panthers to draft McMillan. So he's trying to. And even when he was struggling, I remember going back to articles last year when he got benched for Andy Dalton that first time. And then he kind of started putting it together at the end of that last season. Even when he was struggling, every teammate that was asked about him says he comes to work with a smile on his face. He is engaged. He wants to do well. He puts in the work. They were all saying what a great teammate he was, even when he was stumbling all over the yard and getting sacked.
It's one of those weird trades when the Bryce Young trade was made where both teams ended up winning that deal. The Bears got a borderline unstoppable route runner in DJ Moore, who has become the number one receiver by default with Caleb Williams. And then Bryce Young's turned it around. He's not the flashiest quarterback on the face of the planet.
No.
But he can sling it too.
He can. He's capable of some nice passes. Go back and watch some of the passes from last week. They were good ones. He had some good ones in there.
I could tell Kevin's urgent to get to his keys to the game. So,
well, okay, so before we get to the keys to the game, I want to just back up, Dustin, what you're saying about Bryce Young. He has 21 touchdowns, passes. That's just 3 fewer than Sam Darnold does.
Yeah.
And he has 9 interceptions, which is 4 fewer than Sam Darnold does.
Okay.
So he has absolutely turned things around, and to me, he's the anti-Tua.
Anti-Tua.
Yeah, because he's
right? Because we've heard all these things about Tua, not paying attention to practice and pretty much, not being, or the anti-Kyler Murray. Right?
Yeah.
This guy comes and he pays attention, he applies himself, so it is now working out for Bryce Young.
There you go. All right, Kevin, you got your notes?
So I got them right here.
There we go.
There they are. Okay, so you mentioned it a moment ago about how the Panthers have a 2-headed monster at running back. I would argue it's not quite as good as the Rams, but it is still quite effective. As you look at this, if you got Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard, right? They've combined for 1,496 yards. That's more yards than Walker and Charbonnet have.
Yeah.
So, key number one is, and I really don't understand, after that performance last Thursday, the Seahawks run defense is still number 2.
Oh, man. Okay.
And I thought that the Rams gashed them very effectively early on in that game. Mm-hmm. So the first key is you cannot have these 2 running backs setting up the tempo for the Panthers. You've got to shut that down. And then the second one, if you do that, then you've got them in 3rd and 7 or so, then you can get after Bryce Young. Okay? So, because the sacks, this is a huge disparity. The Seahawks have 42 sacks, that's 7th in the NFL. So they can get after Bryce Young. Mm-hmm. Carolina only has 25.
Oh, wow.
Okay? So they're not going to be able, the offensive line needs to make sure Sam Darnold stays upright. And I think that they will. And so get the running game stopped, get some pressure over there on Bryce Young. And third, running game. We saw Walker. Was just running all over the place. Can we keep that going because even after that, they're still 21st in the NFL in running. The Seahawks are. That's got to be better.
Yeah.
So if they can do all those three things, I think that the Seahawks will be in good shape, because if you look at the stats, and stats don't mean everything, of course, every one of them favors the Seahawks.
Out of curiosity, Kevin, what's the Panthers' rush defense ranking?
The Panthers' rush defense is ranked 19th.
Okay.
It's the weakness of their defense. Their
pass defense?
Their pass defense is 16th. Their scoring is 13th, and overall they're 17th.
Okay, so the run defense is the weakest part.
And the Seahawks beat them in every single category. They're 8th in total defense, 15th against the pass, 3rd against the run, and 2nd in points allowed, even after giving up 390 points to the Rams last week.
Now, the Panthers, weirdly enough, for some stupid reason, always play Seattle well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one reason why I feel remember is they played them 3 straight years in Carolina.
Yeah, true. 2012, 13, 14, yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah,
and
12, 13, 14, yep.
So
and then twice in a row in the playoffs.
That's right. I think they played them like, what?
3 times.
Okay, I'll buy that.
3 times. It was the 05 NFC title game. And the back-to-back divisional playoff rounds in 14 and 15. 15 we don't talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't talk about that one.
But I think part of it might be, and I get it. It's not the same. It's not the same same era of Seahawks, coaching staff. But here's the thing: Dave Canales, he was a part of the Seahawks coaching staff from 2010 to 2022. So,
I was going to mention that Dave Canales is the Panthers head coach. He's been around the block for the Seahawks for about a decade plus.
He knows this team a little bit.
He knows them.
He knows them a little bit, but fortunately, because when he was here, Mike McDonald was not.
Yeah, that's a Pete guy.
Yep.
He was a Pete guy.
And fortunately, as we've discussed, things are different now. that Pete's floundering around down there in the desert.
Can you imagine that there is a very good possibility that the Raiders might not fire Pete Carroll and he could stay around for another year? How hilarious would that be?
Well, if you give the guy, this is one of the things I've never understood. If you give some guy $890 million, right? Like LSU did, and then show him the door, and I'm going to pay you for doing nothing.
Okay, but in LSU's defense, they should never have hired Brian Kelly.
I agree with that 100,000 times.
They should never have hired Brian Kelly.
No,
Brian Kelly was a fraudulent head coach for about 20 years. And that's on LSU.
It is on LSU, and I think it'll haunt him till the end of his days that he left Notre Dame to win a national title.
A national championship, Kevin? Do you want to backtrack on that one?
and he's sitting. He's doing the same thing I am, sitting in a chair right now.
There you go.
So,
oh boy, but it's what are your picks for this game? Because I'm very
okay.
I'm torn on this one.
I was very surprised when I saw that the Seahawks are a 7-point favorite.
That's too high.
That I'm not buying into.
That's way too high.
On the road
in Charlotte.
In Charlotte. And I said, this is a team. Carolina's fighting for their division.
That's not the hardest place in the world to play in, but historically speaking, Seattle has not played in Carolina well.
No.
I don't know what it is there.
And because if they win, they beat the Seahawks, and Tampa loses, they clinch the division no matter what happens next week.
Yep. Yeah. Now, there's also there are 2 games that's on the Seahawks' mind this week. It's the Rams are in Atlanta.
Yeah.
For Sunday Night Football, I believe.
It's Monday night.
Monday night.
Thank you.
So the Sunday night game is the game that they're depending, because that's the Bears and 49ers.
So San Francisco, if the Seahawks lose, if the Seahawks and Rams both lose, guess who's the number 1 seed?
San Francisco. 49ers.
They have the possibility of not having to leave the state of California the whole rest of the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they would host both playoff games
and the Super Bowl.
And the Super Bowl game.
Yeah, the Super Bowl's in Santa Clara this year.
It is.
Yeah.
So it's
you can't worry about any of that though.
Now Chicago has played better. Chicago, excuse you.
They have.
Don't die on us now,
Chicago
Kevin,
were, what was it, like 28 seconds away from losing.
That throw by Caleb Williams, though.
Right.
That's the thing.
They had a 1 in 12 chance of recovering that onside kick.
Yeah.
Stones.
Yeah. Yeah, if it wasn't for the Seahawks game, that would have been the most improbable win, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Now, if Seattle loses, if the Seahawks and Rams both lose their games, Atlanta's the weirdest team in the NFC because you have no idea what you're going to get with the Falcons.
Yeah, but
no clue.
I mean, if Atlanta, I mean, not to preview, but I was doing some prep for No Creds before this show. The only way Atlanta can win tomorrow is Bijan. Bijan's got to go off because let me tell you, Monday. Monday. Sorry, yeah, Monday. We're gonna see a Rams team that is angry and they're gonna be out to prove a point. And Captain Kirk, he is not mobile. He will be in some trouble. So I just don't see a reality. The Atlanta's only path to victory is that there's a couple touchdowns to maybe Kyle Pitts and Bijan goes crazy, but I don't see it happening.
I don't either. And I would put that same comparison on Carolina. As far as, like I said, they beat, and we're talking about Atlanta, they beat Atlanta 30-0.
Yeah.
Earlier in the season. But like I said, then they turn right around and lose 2 in a row to New Orleans.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to play a fun game?
Sure.
Keep going, Dustin. I cut you off. My bad.
No, I just want to say I echo your sentiments about this game. I'm worried after last week's high. The Seahawks have done it. Now, we've lauded Mike McDonald for many, many things, deservedly so. But the one thing that I do not like is the pattern that's emerged for about the last 4 weeks. The Seahawks have started slow offensively. We do that. The Seahawks do that against this Carolina team. They could be in trouble because if Carolina senses any momentum, and then Bryce Young starts to feel like he can put the game together. I don't know how else to describe it, but they could be in trouble. We didn't do predictions yet, score predictions, but I think this game, I ultimately think Seattle's going to win because they're going to put it together. Even if they start slow, they're going to put it together. But I think it's going to be a fluky game. I think it's 25-22 Seahawks. This one's going to come down to the wire.
I'm going to go with.
Go ahead, Dan.
I'm going to go 24-21 Seahawks. Okay.
That's pretty much where I was going to go, 24-20 Seahawks. And don't buy that. I'm not buying that 7.
Don't buy it.
No.
Don't buy it.
Don't buy it. And I'll be the first to say I was wrong if the Seahawks happen to, beat them 35-21 or something.
There you go.
But I'm not seeing that happening because Carolina's got everything to play for.
Yeah.
Atlanta has nothing to play for.
Yeah.
And so I don't see them putting up a real threat against the Rams. And we'll worry about the 49ers later, but they're getting healthy.
Yeah, that's next week.
Yeah.
And the Bears, I'm still not convinced that, the Bears are, a top team, even though their record says they are. And so you can only hope that the Bears do step up. But, like I said, Seattle's got to take care of their own business first.
Yeah. You guys want to hear some comments that we got from the Seahawk clips on TikTok.
Yes.
Oh, this is gonna be great. So,
oh man,
the first one was got 2,500 views, 55 likes on TikTok, and the comments are great. Our granddaughter and her boyfriend ran an errand when the Hawks were losing by 16. They came back 20 minutes later, and the game was tied.
there you go.
This next comment's great. You play the whole game. It's not the first comeback in NFL history. And I respond, you must be fun at parties.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're getting
Man, talk about rain on the parade. Holy moly.
Yeah. I turned off the I turned off the channel. I didn't find out until the next day that the Seahawks won. And I respond, most of us turned the game off because we were annoyed.
Yes.
Annoyed, that's not even the correct describing word. I was upset.
Yeah.
This other guy had a wise ass comment, said, you guys must not be real Seahawk fans.
Okay.
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
Okay.
You cannot just say that without further clarification of why he's saying that.
I have a tattoo. I think I win this argument here.
Yes, you have a tattoo, and I was watching them when they were still playing their games at Husky Stadium because Quest Field.
I've watched them play in Husky Stadium, Dustin.
Yeah.
I went to a Husky Stadium game and watched them play the Indianapolis Colts.
That's a great stadium, too.
It is.
It's
one of the great college football stadiums ever.
Also on the lake.
That's right.
On a lake. Great arena.
And as I explained, hold on one second, because I got some.
Oh, boy. Right. Kevin's leaving the room. What does he got?
He's going.
I'm not leaving the room. We were talking about I'm not real fan. Okay.
There you go.
You got the Seahawks.
I got my wallet, and there's Seahawks right on it.
He's got
I bet
the wallet.
you don't have one of those, whoever made that comment.
There you go.
We should call this segment "Read and React" because that's
there
what
you
we're doing.
Read the trash. Reading the trash. There you go. The Rams blew it because they got cockiness, and having a big ego really kills it. I hope the Hawks don't get too cocky.
Yeah.
This one comment
I'm not concerned about. I am not concerned about that even a little bit.
Which this comment came out of context. So I later got clarification that this next comment was about the Seahawks. The Seahawks have been the perpetual underdog for decades. Even the year after they won the Super Bowl, they were still talked about like an underdog team. Also, as you hear in this clip, even when they win, they fight back and clinch it. The Rams blew the game. Okay. Which the Rams did blow that game.
Yes, they did.
Like I said, two things could be true at the same time.
Yeah.
The Rams blew it, but the Seahawks took advantage of that blowing it.
There you go.
They battled back.
There you go. Who wants to get the BS of the week before close-up shop?
Absolutely.
I got a good one. I got a good one.
Oh, man. Strap in.
Oh, this is going to be great. Here we go. Strap in, lads. Here we go. All right. This week's edition of BS of the week before we close up shop for the day. The Baltimore Ravens.
Oh man! Oh man!
Kevin, do you know of a certain report of a certain reporter that had come out about Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh?
Yeah, I'm aware.
Recently? Okay, fill us in, please.
That apparently, and this is the beat writer.
Okay.
Oh, this is the beat writer for the Ravens.
The Ravens team.
Okay.
That these two guys have had it with each other. So, what are you going to do here? Because Lamar Jackson is clearly at least this year,
breathe.
On the decline.
Breathe. Please breathe, Kevin.
Trying to breathe.
Jeez. Oh man.
Shout out Undertaker.
Yeah,
no undertaking.
Yeah.
Please no. So the Ravens beat writer posted an article that these two individuals have had it with each other.
Absolutely.
And
that's one of the reasons why I think John Harbaugh needs to move on.
Yeah.
Harbaugh, here's the interesting part about John Harbaugh. He's not Jim Harbaugh, obviously. We can both agree here that Jim Harbaugh is probably the better coach.
Well, he's improved every situation he's ever been involved in. Agree with him or not?
Yeah.
I think John Harbaugh, if he were to leave tomorrow or after the season, hypothetically after this season, he'd probably be the most sought-after coach in the market.
He'd have a job in like 18 and a half seconds.
That's not an understatement. That is
for sure. He would be there. He would be there. And just to go back to your point about Jim, I agree with you. I think Jim is the better coach. However, Jim is going to wear out his welcome faster.
That's why he's had 4 jobs or whatever, 5 jobs, whatever it is.
3.
Yes. Stanford wore out his welcome.
4. Yeah.
Went to the 49ers, wore out his welcome. Went to Michigan, wore out his welcome.
I will defend Jim Harbaugh, by saying this. The Niners should not have fired Jim Harbaugh.
No,
that was arguably one of the greatest mistakes they have ever made in franchise history.
Right.
Because it took them 4 years to recover in perpetual toilet bowl land.
Yeah, I mean, we'll agree that the Jim Tomsula hire was a terrible hire at all.
By the way, Jim Tomsula looks like a certain I'm going to keep that joke to myself.
I know what you were going to say.
Yeah,
I know what you were going to say.
You might want to put that back in the locker.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, I know exactly where you went, Dan. You don't even have to finish. But
I'm proud of you, Dustin, for knowing that.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though.
Oh, please.
They had to fire Jim Harbaugh because of the way Jim coaches. He grinds his players. They get to the point where because he coaches them so hard, he's a pro coach that coaches like a college coach. And pro players do not want to be treated like college players. And eventually the team starts to turn on a grinder of a coach like that. John Harbaugh, conversely, has a bit of a softer approach from what I understand, which is why he has had the success and sustained run that he has in Baltimore. But I have also mentioned his time needs to come to an end. And that's before I even realized this article was out. Because if you're the GM, which are you going to side with? Now, the Seahawks were in this dilemma a couple of years ago. And we know what happened because it was the Russell Wilson trade. They chose Pete. They chose Pete over Russ, and it worked out for them in the short. I would argue,
the thing, though.
we are setting up for a similar situation in Baltimore. And if you're the GM of the team, given Lamar Jackson's age, I think the GM and team ownership, they go with Jackson. If the divide is that bad, they go with Lamar.
Here's a great question for you guys, and I have because you mentioned the Russell Wilson trade.
Yes.
If Lamar Jackson gets put on the market, how many teams are going to pay up?
I don't know. Well, because here's the other thing, Dan. It was rumored that he was that. How many seasons ago was it? Was it last offseason?
Before his first extension, he did request a trade.
Yes,
that was real.
And then people thought there was a lot of smoke that he was going to go to Atlanta. That it worked out, but apparently the market wasn't that big for him. Which did just remind me of.
There's a reason why, and a buddy of mine did tell me this. He said the Ravens historically do not break the bank for offensive players. They do not. You look at the history of the contracts that they've given out. From Jonathan Ogden to Ray Rice to Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is probably the best example because the Ravens were not going to re-sign him. They were not going to re-sign him. And all of a sudden, goes on a tear in the 2012 playoffs to win them a Super Bowl.
Won them a Super Bowl. Yeah.
Won them a Super Bowl, and they said, you know what? You get the contract. Yeah. And hindsight being what it is, it was a win-win for both parties. Now, they opened the Brinks truck and they opened the wallets and they opened the banks for the guys like Ray Lewis, Pharrell Suggs, Ed Reed, like not Otis Wilson, bad example. That's with the Bears. Rod Woodson. I was thinking of Charles Woodson for some reason.
The 2000 Ravens. Yeah.
I was thinking of those guys, like you think like Terrell Suggs, as I mentioned before, they open the Brinks truck for the defensive guys. They almost never open the Brinks trucks for the offensive guys. Never.
Well, until recently.
Until recently.
Because the Baltimore defense has gone completely off the cliff.
Yeah. They're not what they were.
Why is that, Kevin?
Well, you give $790 million to your quarterback.
Oh, no.
Has been proven 1,000 times over. There's not enough money.
That's not the reason why.
It's one, but it's not.
One of the reasons. That's for sure.
It's one of the reasons, but it's not the reason why, because we have their DC.
Yes.
Well, that's true. And I've seen it posted where, we're just not the same, or why do we let this guy go? Or, yeah. This I'm talking about coming from a Baltimore fan.
Yep.
Saying, how do we let this guy go? It just hasn't been the same since. And it was a complete and utter step off of the cliff.
Yeah.
Because Baltimore has too. Absolutely. And so, it's like what's that movie, Thelma and Louise, where they drove the car?
Just drive, John. Just drive.
Just drove the car right off the cliff, and that was the end of that.
Just drive, Thelma. Wee.
Oh,
what a well done reference, Kevin.
And that's exactly what's happened to the Ravens defense.
What do you do if you're Baltimore? Because you can't. You have the ability to trade Lamar. I think if Lamar Jackson were to go on the market, he'd have a half decent market. The problem
is that after this report came out, people may not be lining up as much.
Now, that's one of the reasons, but the other reason is he represents himself. Technically, he represents himself.
Okay.
He has no agent. He represents himself, technically speaking. And the other thing is, he's a dual threat quarterback who has an injury history.
Well, the dual threat has not materialized this year.
Yeah.
He's not healthy.
He's not been healthy. Now, on the case of John Harbaugh, he has an argument to stay. He has a very slim argument to stay, and it's because he's the best coach the Ravens have ever had.
Well, not only that, but he could say, "Hey, do you have a Super Bowl ring?" I do.
I mean, yeah, so did Brian Billick. But so did Brian Billick.
That isolates Dabo Swinney and Clemson.
So does Brian Billick, but still, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, Billick has the Super Bowl ring, but the thing is too, I understand, and you did remind me that Lamar Jackson's market wasn't great because there was rumors that Baltimore was going to shop him, and he asked for the trade, and then his market wasn't that great. But here's the thing. This is a quarterback driven league. Okay. If
Absolutely.
You don't have
unfortunately,
if you don't have a quarterback, then what do you have? In most cases, you don't have a lot. And I just feel, injury history aside, yes, John Harbaugh has a Super Bowl ring, but that was 2012. That was a long time ago. You want to talk about
the time runs out.
Yes.
On everything.
You want to talk about, because Dan, you were as vocal as anybody. You said they had to get rid of Pete. He wasn't doing the job anymore.
The difference is that the difference here between Pete and John Harbaugh, and I will to cut you off, is Pete did not adjust. Harbaugh eventually did. He pivoted away from Flacco.
He did,
but
that's also we're into it. So how many times? Okay, because everybody's saying, okay, the Ravens offense, what's wrong with it? And they got rid of an offensive coordinator, and they said, okay, that he was the problem. But now Todd Monken's been there for a few seasons now. But it's you go into these playoff games with Harbaugh. The one against the Chiefs, they handed the Chiefs that game because they completely abandoned the run for no reason when the run is what had got them there.
That's a fair point. I take back what I said.
And that's what's still going on, Dustin, because the last game, they got a rushing touchdown from their stud running back to give them the lead. Then he doesn't touch the ball the whole rest of the game, like 12 minutes.
You want to know what Harbaugh's justification for that was? Rotation.
I can't wait to hear this.
Rotation. He said rotation.
Rotation.
He said in Keon Mitchell, I think, is Baltimore's backup running back. He said Keaton Mitchell has been doing a great job closing out games for us.
He needs to be shown the door for that reference
late
alone.
In the sequence, and he said, and of course, Derrick Henry said, Keaton's been really good. He deserves his touches as well because Derrick's a pro. But you go out and get Derrick Henry to run the ball for you in fourth quarter, in close games, in games you need to win.
Especially
no one's hitting Derrick Henry.
No
one's hitting Derrick Henry head on.
I know, and I don't mean.
I'm sorry, that reference alone, Dustin, needs.
Boy,
he said rotation.
He needs to be in the car with Thelma and Louise when they go off the cliff.
And when I said it to Ryan, I said his time should be done. Ryan said he will have a job in 10 minutes. There's going to be 12 teams.
Absolutely.
12 teams that are going to call. And I agree with that.
The Jets may be one of them.
Yes. I agree with it.
If John Harbaugh, they might fire Aaron Glenn in New York. There's a very good chance that they could fire him after 1 year. Because this was a disaster from the get-go.
There's a chance they might do that anyway.
That they might do it anyway. If John Harbaugh becomes available, you hire him and you open the bank for him.
Yeah, you have to.
Absolutely.
You have to. And this is no I'm not trying to I don't root for anybody to actively lose their job, but there's just something about this. There's just something about this Ravens. I think his time with the team is just done. I think it's finally come to a head. But I don't know.
One of the things that, because you mentioned how this is a quarterback-driven league, and of course that's true. But in 2018, you know how many quarterbacks averaged 250 yards passing per game?
Many?
There were 19 of them.
Yeah, true.
All right.
And in 2025, this year, do you know how many quarterbacks averaged 250 yards passing?
5.
That's
it.
Wow.
That was a lucky guess, too. Wow.
You were right on it. Oh, man.
You're starting to see it. You've been seeing it for years where it's now, we don't have to have our Hall of Fame quarterback throw for 50 passes for 550 yards and still lose the game.
True, and the Seahawks are a classic example of this. They're the third fewest passing attempts in the league.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
Third fewest.
That's impressive too.
It is impressive, especially when JSN's put down the numbers he is.
Yeah.
and the Seahawks throw the ball the third fewest times in the NFL.
Oh boy! All right. Any final thoughts to close up shop for the day, lads? Kevin?
Well, I live, of course, in the Dallas area, and the last couple of weeks, the Cowboys have not played on Sunday. They played on Sunday night, they played on Monday, they played on Christmas. But yet, there's not been an occasion where I could put on a TV anywhere in my household and watch a Seahawks game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be nice to be able to watch. Fortunately, of course, on Thursday, because I got Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
If they played this last Thursday on Christmas Day, yesterday, I wouldn't be able to watch it because I don't have Netflix and don't want it.
I have a proposal that I think would be very possible. We have here in the New York area, we have the Gotham Sports Network. Dustin, can you defend me with this argument? We have the Gotham Sports Network, which consists of
that's a great name just to start it off.
It is.
The 7 New York metropolitan area teams, not including the Jets and the Giants, and the Mets are in that package as well. So we have, the Islanders, the Rangers, the Devils, the Yankees, the Nets, and I believe New York City Red Bull for soccer.
Didn't you mention that before?
Yeah, you mentioned the Gotham Sports app, I think, before.
Yeah,
Dan.
that sounds like a great scenario there.
So the debate that I had with a few friends of mine was, if you're the NFL and you want to maximize, profit margin here, you give every single NFL team their own streaming platform for like $15-20 a month. You get replays of the game. You can watch the games live. Now, at the same point, that would effectively kill the cable business. But regardless,
it would.
Which, let's be honest, the cable's been on the slow, rapid decline.
That's
for
right.
The last 10 years.
Definitely hit the rocks and turned upside down by now. So
yeah, but like it's from a profit margin perspective, it would make sense because you know how many Cowboy fans that live in the state of California want to watch their team play, and yet they get the 49ers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
See my argument?
Which I get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But here I am in Texas, and I wind up having to watch, like, just an example, like Philadelphia and Washington.
Yeah. That'll be the game that you'll get because it's whatever national game, And I have friends, I have friends that, obviously Ryan is one, but I have another friend that's a Jet fan. And I mean, hey, the Jets are a tough watch this year, but it's got to be, they get angry because they're in New York. They can't even watch the Jets because one channel has the Giants, the other one has the Bills. So
yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah. So this app idea, I would take it all day, Dan. I would give me access to every Seahawk game. I'll pay you. Now, I love Red Zone as much as the next person because it allows me to watch football and cover it the way that I do. But it's very hard sometimes when it comes to Seahawk games because if your team is not entering the red zone, you do not see certain things. And I've been caught with on this show with it because I asked about an injury that I saw happen on red zone. And then you told me, Dan, you're like, oh, he was back like two series later, he was back, but I never saw it because after that, Seahawks didn't enter the red zone. So it's so dumb. It's tough. It's
so dumb, but what are you going to do though? Dustin, final thoughts?
I don't have any final thoughts except I hope somebody had great food and great times with either family or friends or those that you love this holiday season. And for those of us in the Northeast, we're in the midst of winter. Hang in there, everybody, because the post-holiday come down, it's real, man. It's real. I struggle with it myself. So shout out to anybody going through it. Hang in there. It's going to be all right. Spring,
don't go through it alone.
Yeah. Amen to that, right?
For sure.
All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. So from the capital region of Albany, New York, no credits required, Dustin Henry from Belly Up Products and the great state of Texas is Kevin Wilson. I'm coming to you from the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York. My name is Dan Cruz, and we'll see you all in this life and most certainly the next one. Cheers, everyone. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend.